without a compass. Now, quick background knowledge, what direction does the sun rise and what does it set in?
Rises east.
Right, so the sun is currently setting, right? So there's the sun, there's west, right? No, which way is north? Does anyone have like a general inkling? North's that way, so that's not west. It's close, but the sun does not actually go straight above, and therefore you can't just point at the sun and say there you have the direction. The easiest way to do it is called a shadow stick method. And what you do is, just as the name says, you're going to get a shadow from a stick. In this case, I'm using that light pole right there, and it casts a shadow. You put a pencil down or some other rock, any kind of marker down, and then you wait a second. It actually, it's going to be a couple of minutes, depending on how tall your object is. Simpkins and... Reminders. So, we need you two to come over here. Stay out of the shadow. Just form a line right here. So I'll be the sun. Cadet Simpkins, you're a pole. Cadet Souza, you're going to be a shadow. My shadow. So I move in which direction? I'm the sun. East to west, right? So I move east to west. What direction is my shadow? It moves the opposite, right? So the shadow moves. Yeah, you don't move. You're a pole. All right. You do move it anyway. So the shadow moves west to east, right? So let's drop a pencil down. I'm going to my nice shadow right there. You can go back in line. So I now have a first point and I now have a second point. So I just connect those with a pencil right here. Now this is going to be which line? Is it east-west or west-east? So you're saying this is east?
No, west.
This is west. This is east. So I put the pencil here. You have it. North is right that way. Bam. Now it's easiest if you pick a tall object. You can use a pencil like this. See the pencil casts a shadow? Because the pencil shadow is really short, it's going to take a long time to move, and it's going to be very short. So always pick a really tall object like that pole. It only took a handful of minutes for it to move. The other thing you can do is pick a lot of points. I only use 2, but if you have time, use 3, 4, 5, and it'll give you a nice long line. Connect with the points, take your perpendicular, you now have north. You're done.
So if you're in the woods, like a big tall tree or a big stick.
Big tall tree. I would recommend using something that has a distinct point. Like don't use trees that have really a lot of leaves because you can't remember which point you've chosen. There you have it. You've now found north. Now, if you don't have the sun, it's night outside. Anyone have a clue of how to find north? In England. North Star. Okay, perfect. Where's the North Star? If someone says from the north. So North Star actually is directly north, and it'll always be north. Well, for the next 2,700 years, where the wobble will change it. So gather up. I have a small drawing. Now, is the North Star the brightest star on the horizon? No. Very good. It is actually fairly dim. I am always surprised by how dim it is. Everyone recognize the constellation, the Big Dipper?
Yes.
You shouldn't. There's no such thing. The Big Dipper is actually an asterism, meaning it's a piece of a constellation. This is Ursa Major, not the Big Dipper. Easily confused. Same guys that told you Pluto wasn't a planet. Just keep that in mind. This is the Little Dipper. It's really, really faint. I can never find it without finding the North Star. The best way to find the North Star is these 2 stars here, Dubhe and Merak. They're called the pointer stars, and they're on the bottom of the Big Dipper. If you draw a line, you're going to get approximately where Polaris is. It's about 1 degree off, which it's close enough. And there you've now found Polaris. Another way of finding it, and just checking your math essentially, is Polaris is about 32 degrees above the horizon in Arizona. If you go higher or lower, it's going to change. This is 15 degrees. This is about 10 degrees. So you stack them on top, and then another one, you're going to get about 35 degrees. That's about how high Polaris is. And there you have it. So, now to test you guys, which one of these stars is Polaris? Which one?
That one.
That one?
No, this one.
That one.
Yes.
Which one?
Down.
That one.
Yes.
My picture's actually wrong. It should be this one, because if you follow that. But very good, you did follow the pointer stars. Now, for a little bit more challenging of a approach, which one's Polaris?
That's many stars.
It's a lot of stars.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What do you think? The handle has
Oh, it's at
3
the top.
stars. So
Look,
there's
it's upside down.
these are the big stars. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be either this one or this one, right?
Yeah, I think it's this one.
It's that one.
Yeah, because here's the rest of it, so it's that one right there.
The best way to do this is honestly just practice. It takes a lot of practice to be able to identify the night sky and walk yourself through. And I'm out of time.
Well
Good night, Weldon.
Gonna teach you a little bit more stuff. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of everything. You guys don't need to learn about what's in my bag. That's cool. This is about survival hunting. Survival hunting is about getting the most calories while expending the fewest amount. Because back in the day, they used to like chase animals down until they died. We're lazy nowadays, so we can't do that anymore. So now we do little traps and stuff like that to get our animals. We're not gonna make a bow because in here, getting the wood for a bow, it's not going to get you anything. Basically, you'll be able to kill a squirrel at 5 yards with a bow that you would make out of this stuff, which this is going to be a lot more effective. This is called a deadfall. The whole reasoning behind this is you could set them a lot up very fast. You put a little bit of bait in there, and they're about 5 to 10% effective. The rule of thumb with a deadfall is the weight is going to be 3 to 4 times the weight of the animal that you're going after. So like this is going to be perfect for a rabbit, a squirrel, or anything like that. This is going to be able to get you that. It's going to get you those calories. If everybody wants to get down real quick and check out how this is made up. I've got 2 sticks here. One of them sharpened to a point. The other one is propped up against it. The whole reasoning behind this is you're going to put a little bit of bait underneath this stick right here. The animal is going to have to move this stick in order to get to the bait, which is why this point is rounded right here. It's going to cause them to move that, causing it to fall.
Oh, is your hand okay, sir?
I'm good. I'm good. It's more than my hand, yeah, but I'm good. All right, so that's going to either kill the animal on impact or it's going to smother it. So getting you the calories that you need. Does everybody know how it works?
Yes, sir.
You ready to make one of your own?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go. Split into groups of 5.
In my group.
Yeah, we got sound. All right. So we got sight, we got hearing, and you also is there anything else? No. Okay. This is basically the other tool. So signaling. What can we use to signal? You already said reflective stuff.
Fire.
Fire. All right. Smoke. What else? Okay. Sign. Good. Does anybody know the universal shape for SOS or, being saved? It is the triangle. And the reason it's
You got 13 minutes.
way over there. Okay.
I can talk or I'm going.
Okay, so it is a triangle. The reason it's a triangle, there's 3 points. And generally, who's ever rescuing you will go towards the middle of those 3 points.
I understand.
You can make a triangle either by creating a shape in an open field, on top of a hill, anywhere where you are, you differentiate from the surroundings. You want to stand out, essentially. Someone mentioned signal or fires. You can make a triangle with 3 different fires, have a bunch of smoke, and then they'll eventually get the idea. So when you are making a signal fire, once you get the fire situated, you want to use green foliage, live trees, or like a live wood to create white smoke. Alright, so it's more visible. Does anybody know how to use a signal mirror? Anyone? Sort of? Raise your hand if you know, kind of, sort of. You say how to use it? Seal the deal. From what you know?
What I know or read, isn't it used to like you make it reflect off of something else and you try and send off a bright enough light that you can, I guess, attract some sort of attention.
Alright. So for a signal mirror, generally the way of communication is Morse code. Does anybody know how to do SOS in Morse code?
It's like tap, 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 tap.
Yeah, so 3 dots, 3 lines, 3 dots. And then the lines are obviously a little bit longer with the reflection. What can we use as something reflective that you either carry every day, you find out in the wilderness, or
anything like that. Some new people. I'm gonna go with you. You've been quiet. Say something.
Could use a mirror.
Okay, a mirror. Alright. Something else. Phone. Glasses. Flashlight. Anything off the top of your mind? Anything?
Watch.
Watch? Alright.
Birds.
Yeah. So, yeah, anything reflective. Right here, I have an emergency blanket. These you can find at any pretty much outdoor area. They're good for shelter making, for signaling because it's so reflective and everything. Flashlights, because you can see them in the dark and can be seen at long distances. And then anything from like small little bike, glowy things, glow sticks, anything that stands out. You can also, not for signaling mirrors, but just in general, you can use your clothing. Alright, our PTUs have reflective material, but sometimes that's not enough. So what you want to do is kind of get yourself and make yourself bigger, more noticeable, flip it inside out, it's white. You can see this a lot better from a farther distance than this little line. So what we're gonna do, how many people have something shiny or reflective? Like on a watch, phone? Raise your hand if you have something shiny. Alright, so we're gonna practice doing signaling. The way you signal, you either put your hands into a V or an L. You put whatever you have that's shiny or reflective. You want the light to bounce to the back of your hand, usually around where your knuckles is, and then you want to use your fingers as kind of a sight to point whatever direction and to whatever object you want to shine to. And then what you want to do is you want to cause the light to just shine up and down between your fingers. Alright, so what we're going to do is whoever has the shiny thing, raise your hand. Whoever does not have something shiny, pair up with a person who does, and then what you're going to do is one person's going to stand looking away from the sun, one's going to stand towards, and then you're just going to shine SOS into their face pretty much.